everybody. I've been away for a little while, as some of you may notice. A lot of the attempts at these Hungry Jacks, which is like Burger King and McDonald's jobs, all fell through. They'd rather, because of the way the labour pay rates work over here, they'd rather employ someone young and someone good with people, which, I'm not going to sit there lying on an application and say that I want to deal with kids having kids parties at McDonald's, because I fucking don't. So anyway, that sort of all flopped. And I've been cleaning up the house a bit, and too much time on the internet, not enough time in the real world. Then I spent 2 days sorting screws for fucking 2 days straight, pretty much. Then I had some dumb bitch give me a prank phone call, and it went from having a bad week to a bad month, basically. And I'm not saying I had a midlife crisis, but we needed a moment of reflection. I went out with the brother-in-law for a night there, and we done a lot of talking, and for the first time in 5 years I've done a little bit of drinking, and honestly 2 beers and 1 cocktail, and I stayed at their house, and because they've actually got a place they're renting off. It's one of the great uncle's houses, but they're renting it off me dad's cousin, basically, and as well as the other place, which some of you guys have seen in my other videos in previous years, fixing the house up in New South Wales. But anyway, they sort of go between the 2 places due to their business. Long and short of it, I went out with him, and talked about a few things, and realised that shit's got to change. By the way, that stupid bastard that done me stupid ass prank call, which really fucking, I think at times you need to be pushed over the edge to have a wake-up call, a reality check, a reflection period, to have a bit of an assessment of where you're going wrong. But the dumb bitch didn't block a phone number. Ha ha! Oh, you know the amount of places on the internet where you can request quotes and you type in your cell phone number. Yeah, I might decide I'm going to rain merry hell on the dumb bitch, because I've got a cell phone number. What a stupid thing. I thought there was an option to block your cell phone number when you ring people from these smartphones, but someone was too fucking dumb for that. Anyway, it's probably not worth worrying about. Just as a lot of things aren't, and I've got to refocus all my shit, so I'm back looking for jobs, and I actually got one. It was a fucking shit of a company. It was a good company, but the agency it was with is this fucked up place where they've got, maybe 4 people, or maybe more. There's sort of 2 branches, but the branch I was at, there's probably 4 or 5 people there, and I suppose there's another half a dozen or so down at the other branch, and they're trying to run something like 900 people with less than a dozen staff, and they do it by running everything out of an Indian call centre that doesn't know its thumb from its dick, and they're just a fucking mess. The dumb bastards ran me around in circles, fucked me around that much. Oh, well, we're an on-call casual place. We'll ring you an hour beforehand for a place that takes you fucking there 2 hours to get to. Initial call an hour beforehand, second call 45 minutes beforehand. Meanwhile, on the way there initially, to the initial interview, I got jammed up in a traffic jam that went less than half a mile in half an hour. How the fuck do they think they can have 1 hour on call in a place that gets random traffic jams out of the blue that hold you up for half an hour is fucking beyond me. Anyway, they really fucked everything up. Every bloody email contradicted text messages, contradicted what they said on the phone. They ring you multiple times a day. They got me started the same day that I interviewed. They had me on afternoon shift that night. 20 minutes before start time, as I'm driving in heavy traffic, I got this pushy little arsehole talking down to me like I'm a peasant on the phone, trying to tell me that I've got to lodge my tax file number with them right now. And we're 20 minutes from start, and I'm driving through heavy traffic, and I got this little prick whinging on the phone. These dickheads are probably on 1/6 the money I was on, and they're talking to me like I'm the peasant. Everything is centred out of this stupid Indian call centre. Nobody knows what each other has said, and it's all just a big mess. So, long and short of it is I ran around like a fucking headless chook for 2 days, when they tried to sign me up twice because somehow they ended up, getting a second copy of me. But my employee PIN that I got to type in at this place didn't fucking work. Then there's a manual sign up, which the receptionist tells me has never existed. So they don't even know I'm working there. So how the fuck am I going to get paid? On and on and on. And just fucking incompetence in the extreme. So, multiple emails. They still tried to ring me 3 times yesterday. I blocked the number. But I got an email finally from, out of about 15 emails, one of which wants you to make a video resume. What the fuck is a video resume? Anyway, got an email from the other depot, and I told them directly, just take me off the damn system. It's a mess, I really wouldn't think I'd even get paid. They don't know up from down. And I'm not dealing with, being thrown around multiple joints. The second day they tried to throw me into a second joint, and I just told them I'm not going around in circles. Meanwhile, the first place I'm at, we require commitment. We need you to be here every day. They tell you, I'll see you tomorrow. 47 minutes later, a text message, your shift has been cancelled. Ring the place the next day, don't know anything about it. Fucking radio. Fucking idiots. I tell you what, ozstaff. If that name comes up, don't deal with them. Those of you in Australia, they're just bloody idiots. Anyway, I'm back out looking for more stuff, and probably never going to see any money for that one night I did work, but anyway, fuck it. So I'm trying to sort of avoid some of the heavy slog jobs and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff out there, there's a huge amount of stuff out there, but a lot of this forklift stuff requires heavy lifting. I don't know on the odd bit, but there's some that you can tell it's going to be more heavy lifting than forklift, and I've had enough of that shit, I've had enough of being out in the heat. There's another 2 jobs almost identical to the one I left with different companies, fucking nearly word for word from the one I left with different companies that I've seen just today actually. But the reality is I'm not going back to that shit, Working with steel, lifting heavy things in heat that's fucking 110 plus. Fuck that, Getting tired of that shit. You'll see one video come up there about a kitchen, no, what was it, sandwich hand job. And the fucking shit they put in these things. Whoa, man. The old days of job starting, no experience required is just fading. Although I have seen some for civil construction stuff. But then you read between the lines and you're basically shoveling out by hand what they can't move with the earth moving equipment. So fuck that. So anyway, once again out in the 110 degree fucking heat. Anyway. Sort of probably not going to be spending a whole heap of time on the Boyd on the internet. I've been watching a lot of other stuff that might come in useful for the future. I really am rehashing the idea of vehicle wreckers, but in a bit of a different form. Not your average form, more like vehicle engine export. So, yeah, there's someone who's already making an absolute ton of money doing that, according to the guy I bought my last vehicle off. He explained to me a lot about, in the short test drive, he explained a lot about the vehicle wrecking industry to me, which is fascinating, really. And there's a place for absolutely everything they rip out, apparently. I've seen a lot of things on the internet in the last short while that I never knew about. Cars, wrecking, car parts and scrapping. And some of it just, woo, fuck. Yeah, even, it's phenomenal. Once you start digging, the more you dig, the more you learn. And it's amazing the amount of, even with like vehicle partnerships, company partnerships on engine sharing and stuff that you never knew existed. And I've got, and I might eventually make a video of some phenomenal stuff that's been shared between Mazda, Hyundai, Kia, which are basically the one company now, Mitsubishi, and even Chrysler. And it's phenomenal, really. Some of the badge swaps and engine sharing, and even the ability to change an engine from a friggin' Hyundai and putting it into a Mitsubishi. There's a video of that, and one day I'll link to that video. In another video that, you know, where I show a lot of the stuff that I've found out, but it's phenomenal, really. But that's a long-term dream, that's a long-term goal. I am once again going to a church, a different church, not the frickin' arsehole I dealt with once before. You know, there's a lot of things where I've decided I've got to take a bit of a different tack and a bit of a different direction and get a few things moving. Not going to go into it, but I'm also learning another language as well, yet again. But anyway, don't know what it is. I seem to have a fairly easy flair for picking up languages if I have a go. And I usually don't have that much of a go. And it's strange, you know, 8 weeks of trying to learn Spanish 3.5 years ago. And yet I can read YouTube comments in Spanish straight off the page. I don't know how the fuck it works, but it works. I can just do it somehow. Not Google Translate, I'll tell you that. But anyway, I was hoping I might even get a job in cold storage, and that was actually the one I initially had there for that one night. That was cold storage, to get out of all this damn summer heat. But either way, there's quite a few warehousing things. I'd probably end up in one of those. I'd like to end up in something a little bit different. There's some that are sort of warehousing and manufacturing based, which wouldn't be too bad. There's no real time thing with this damn website of when the last jobs come up. So you're looking at stuff that's listed 18 days ago, fucking 24 days ago, and then I come across one listed 1 hour ago, and it's like, whoa, you know. So I'm trying to sort of go for the ones that have been listed more recently, because you have a higher shot of getting them when you're some of the first people that apply for it, you know. Anyway, see how it all goes. I would like to point out that I probably shouldn't say anything, but fuck it, you know, sometimes things, you know, people need a wake-up call, you know, and sometimes I think you need to be pushed to the edge to fucking crack, to realise that you've been going down the wrong path. And, yeah, I sort of realised that. And it's boring sitting around here looking for a job. I don't really feel like cleaning the house much more, you know. I don't have that many more things to do, but and it's been raining on and off and shit, but anyway. It's the way it goes, you know. We've got a direction, we've got a bit more of a path that we're trying to follow, and things that we're trying to get somewhere with. Yeah, I just want to point out that you might want to check yourself every once in a while to realise that you're not spending too much on time on the boit, to realise that you don't put too much effort into, you know, and Dave Tilden was right, you know, David Fishman, he was fucking right. Boit and YouTube, it's all just a bunch of fucking drama wank, you know. And it's nothing worth spending real heavy time on. It's a bit of fucking fun watching a couple of strange characters do strange shit, but it's, you know, the fucking real world's out there still, you know. It really is. And I think someone I know who does need to check themselves to find out they haven't become what they may have once despised, and just blowing too much time on stupid idiots on the VoIP, you know? It doesn't fucking matter at the end of the day. And nothing really matters except what you're achieving in your personal life and where you're headed in the direction of personal life. And so what about all the drama and the fucking carry-on? It's all just a bunch of fucking wank. It doesn't matter. It has no bearing. It has no real end. There's no success achieved or anything. There's just a bunch of strange people doing strange shit that you can laugh at. And that's about it.